man. I do what I do. Man, cut it out. Let's cut it out. Stop it. Still trying to get you involved. Like, nah, we're going to sit this one out. Somebody type sit it out in the chat room. We are not coming to your rescue. Okay? Now, here's another one that I thought was very interesting. Check this one out right here.
Currently working on striking an asylum agreement with the country of El Salvador to deport migrants from different countries across.
Y'all, somebody say Bukele in the chat room. Do you know El Salvador used to be one of the most dangerous countries in the world? And then they had this president, two-term president, he's in his second term, named Bukele. Okay, Bukele, he has built a prison that's the size of like 6 football fields. And they have rows and rows of beds stacked 4 levels high. Okay. And he locked anybody with a tattoo, anybody, just a butterfly, anybody with a tattoo is in there right now. And they don't get out. Okay. They in there with their boxer drawers on and the t-shirt, and they locked up. And they locked in there with their enemies, everybody getting along. They get like 45 minutes of exercise right outside the little cell. Okay. Nobody wants to go to El Salvador. I want you to understand that. Look it up. Look up Bukele. Somebody, Bukele. Bukele. Bukele, you don't want no parts of El Salvador right now. Can you imagine? I want y'all to hear what this man just said. Donald Trump is working out a deal where he can send people who don't belong in El Salvador to El Salvador. You know what's going to happen when they get off that airplane? That military plane is going to take them. I'm from Venezuela. You should have stayed in Venezuela. Now, listen to what this cat is saying.
The Trump administration is currently working on striking an asylum agreement with the country of El Salvador to deport migrants from different countries across Latin America to the small country in Central America. This would be a so-called safe third country asylum agreement that would empower U.S. immigration officials, Margaret, to deport non-Salvadorian migrants to El Salvador with instructions to seek asylum there and not in the U.S. Importantly, I am told that one plan under consideration it would allow the U.S. to deport Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang members to El Salvador and have that country house them or detain them.
Y'all better leave. All you Venezuelans, somebody type Bukele. Look, shout out to my man B Tisdale. So I want you to picture this. Picture this, right? You're a Venezuelan migrant. You in Tren de Aragua or whatever. And Trump makes an announcement, anybody we catch who is from Venezuela, we're not sending you back to Venezuela for you to walk back up here. Oh, no. We're going to export you to Mr. Bukele, to President Bukele. We're going to send you down, straight down to El Salvador. You're never going to touch down. You're never going to, they're going to leave. They got to go. You got like, nah, this ain't worth it. We're going to walk. We out of here. Because it's too much risk. Going to El Salvador is you're not gonna get a nice cushy American jail. They basically are gonna send all these hardened criminals to El Salvador. And I mean, hell, I would put El Salvador on favored nation status. Y'all got all of me. We're gonna let y'all do everything you want. Just keep our criminals locked up. Can you imagine that? Damn. Yeah, they're going to roll up out of here. Nobody wants to go to El Salvador. Bukele.
And that would obviously be a significant development and breakthrough potentially for the administration because, as you know, Venezuela right now currently does not accept the U.S. deportations. And so the administration...
That's all right. You ain't got to accept it. We got somewhere else for them to go. We're going to send you to Venezuela. We're going to see El Salvador.
The administration is moving aggressively and quickly to really oversee a sweeping crackdown on immigration. We have seen the president invoke sweeping constitutional powers to essentially shut down the asylum system at the border. And he is also enlisting the vast resources of the military to really enhance immigration enforcement, not only deploying more troops, but using military planes to deport migrants. And yes, there have been so far 1,500 troops deployed to the border, but one internal Customs and Border Protection memo.
This is Bukele's work right here. This is El Salvadorian prison. This is what you get in El Salvador. You see that? Don't nobody want to go to El Salvador. Look at that. That's where. Oh, you gonna stay? Oh, you gonna stay up here? Okay, we got you. This is where you're going. Then you're gonna go down here. So look at that. Look at my boy with the little grimace on his face. Yeah, he was all big and bad. Look how they got him lined up, man. This is how they rolling in El Salvador, man. My boy, look at that. Oh God, look at these. Look at these. They just rounded them up. Tattoo on your face, you're going to jail. For how long? Forever. Look at that. Forever. And some of these dudes were American, born, not American, but they lived in LA. They were part of MS-13. They were part of 18th Street and all that stuff. They got shipped back to El Salvador. And as soon as they touch down, lock them down. Touchdown, lock them down. That's what's going on. MS-13, they were part of 18th Street and all that stuff. They got shipped back to El Salvador. And as soon as they touch down, lock them down. Touchdown, lock them down. That's what's going on. So nobody wants to go to nobody wants to go to El Salvador. And so Trump is slicker than pig snot. Look at these prisons. Look at that. They got them and they never leave. That's the cold part about it. They never let them leave. So let me tell you something. If nothing else is a deterrent, this is a deterrent. You are a Venezuelan gang member. If you better leave now. Because if we catch you, you're gonna be on the next military flight straight down to El Salvador. No. I live in Venezuela. No, you're gonna live in El Salvador now, sir. This is your new home right here. You're gonna stay right here. You wanted to come up here and take over our little apartments and whatnot in Denver. We got somewhere for you. Keep listening. Look at this. Here's another one.
Careful what's on your phone when you're coming into the airport.
Yeah, this is what I want you to understand something. This is full court pressure. Now they sweating immigrants when they come in the airport. You understand? You know how when you walking in the airport and whatnot, you coming back from overseas and whatnot. Listen to the questions that you're being asked right now. Look at all that.
You have to be really careful what's on your phone when you're coming into the airport. And let me tell you why. People getting stopped at the airport and having their phone taken from them. And having immigration look through their phone and start questioning why they're doing certain things on their phone.
Listen to that. They got it all figured out. Listen.
Are they looking at certain TikToks? Why are they texting somebody about getting married? Why are they inquiring about legal services? In one particular case, why you only have a hotel room for 2 days?
Because you plan on staying past your visa. And we need to know that now. Remember, when you go through airports and security, you don't really have any rights like that. They can search your property. They can search everything without a warrant or anything like that. Look, and for you brothers who going overseas, y'all better delete them goddamn pictures off your goddamn phone. Excuse my language, potty mouth Uncle D. You better delete those pictures. That fine woman with the booty up and everything. Better cut it out. Because they can search your phone. It's going down these days. Keep listening.
In another case, I see you have appointments for hair braiding in your calendar on your phone. Are you working here? It's really interesting that the government is taking people's phones at the airport and using it against them.
The government is doing everything that the government wants to do. Okay, we are living in Trump era 2.0. So that's another thing you got. So it's getting real. You understand what I'm talking about? I want you guys to understand where we at. Now this young lady tells a story about what happened to her when this is what happened to her when she got booted out of the country.
Belongings and
what happens to your stuff? All these people, okay? All these people who are getting put out the country, kids are gone, husband, everybody's gone. So they got empty houses, empty apartments, TVs, cars just in the driveway. What happens to their stuff? If the whole family is gone, what happens to your stuff? Keep listening. And here's the thing. If you have other family members who don't have their papers, they can't come across the border and bring it to you. Keep listening. Hit the
in the U.S. after deportation. This is a great question that somebody asked of one of
Let me read.
What happens to all of your belongings and assets in the U.S. after deportation? This is a great question that somebody asked in one of my recent videos. I'm going to tell you what happened to all of my things that I had in the U.S. prior to my deportation. I had spent 24 years living in the U.S. So when you're living in a country for 24 years, your entire life is there. You have financial.
Now, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to just speak on behalf of all the brothers out here. We always disappointed to see a thick Latina get sent home, but we shout out to all the thick Latinas. We sorry to see you go, Okay, we wish you got your papers. You should have talked to us sooner. Okay, let me get up close because I look, all the thick Latinas. Look, it's the brother out there. You gotta, just we hate to see you leave like that.
Travel for keepers. We don't do creepers. We don't do no shaniquas. You gotta keep up. The bad, and y'all ain't competing. BBLs, American hoes be cheating. Up in Thailand we be chiefing. Out in Brazil get that treatment. No, you hate it. That's why you be speaking. We travel the first of the weekend. That's the weekend why we spend. Dominican chicks with a body like Cardi, your face like a Mari, no beefing. She keep it high up. Here we stuck. She hit that high note. Baby, we up. We travel the first of the weekend, at the weekend, while we spend. Dominican chicks with a body like Cardi, your face like a Mari, no beefing. She keep it high up, here we stuck. She hit that high note, baby, we up. I'm leaving out tonight, you can keep that hoe, no. Talking like we ain't got dope, broke hoes. Baby daddy drama, trash hoe, oh no. You fucking with a passport, bro, ho. 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 You fucking with a passport.
Is there traveling overseas? Shout out to all the passport bros. Somebody type passport bros in the chat.